Mm, trying out this light to see if I like it, and how I have it placed. In my treatment room, it's kind of dark or it's really light, and I hate those fluorescent lights. Oh, I think she died. I think my lighter. So I have to very carefully bring the little candle so I can smudge. And let's start with the smudge. It's been a crazy, crazy Thursday. Whew. Now, actually, like, work and everything has been really great. Social media wise, I'm like, I have a cousin-in-law that, to be honest, I've seen him twice, never spoken to him other than like on Messenger or whatever. And back in the day, he was, I don't want to get into that. Um, but then, nowadays, man, I don't know. He's like trying to throw stones at me. And I'm like, you know what? Don't throw hate. Don't throw hate on my plate. I don't eat from that buffet. So, that's my phrase. I was, we always got to give a little love. Send some love in that person's direction. Because somewhere, somehow, they are misguided. Okay, we are using... Alright, so, just because of that incident kind of took me off kilter for a brief moment, but I got back on track. And that was where, I decided, okay, so I needed to probably just kind of think about this and meditate. And then I decided that I wanted to use the Sacred Earth Oracle. Again, that deck is like talking to your grandma. Now, when I read, I use a technique that's Carl Jung. And the picture triggers the message. So I look at the picture. I have no idea. Hey, how are you? Most of the time I have no idea what it means in the book. I just kind of shoot from the hip of the first thing that comes up, and that's the message. Now, sometimes I will have where it runs through my head all day long. And I'm like, okay, I need to do this, or that's what I need to tell this person. So I kind of just look at it in that perspective. All right, let's see. Okay, there we go. All right, yay. Okay, we've got some cards. That one's the last one. Okay, so we got some cards. Again, we're using the Sacred Earth Oracle deck. And like I said, it's like talking to the grandmothers and getting that grandmother advice or direction. I was like, oh, we need a stone over there. I forgot to put a stone there. So let's take a look at this first card. And this first card is the friction card, and you can see it's upside down. So what we're talking about in this instance here is having, whoops, I guess I went it lower. Whoops. There we go. There we go. Okay, much better. Okay, so we're looking at the friction card. And in the friction card, it's upside down. And so the message that I'm getting through there is that it's more of an annoyance and less of an issue. Less of a wound. I get a sensation and kind of listening in the etheric level. And you know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing like a fly buzz. And you know how a fly buzzing just gets on your nerves? Not enough, usually, for you to react in a careless or chaotic manner, but just enough to annoy you. That's what this energy is talking about right through here, about it being just enough to annoy you. Not enough to cause big issue, but just enough to annoy you. The obstacle is, that's so funny. And I got caught off guard, um, doing something a little bit different than you normally do, and you get caught off guard. Um, that's your world right now. It was really kind of interesting. I was having a conversation with somebody, and we were talking about if your vibration is, focused on something that's kind of negative, how, and when I say bad things, I don't take it like totally bad things, but, things that annoy you get in your way. So what are you focusing on? What are you bringing into your world right now? Are you focusing on the chaos? Are you focusing on the disruption? Are you focused on how bored you are? Okay. Something to that effect. And is that what is triggering the unrest or the unease? Because a lot of times if we're focusing on a particular thing that's not a real high vibration or a good, a healthy vibration, that we're going to start to attract in things that are a little bit on that negative side. So this is what this is kind of, going back to what it's referring to, is that doing something that is not a part of your usual happy routine and being caught off guard. Now, what is a plus in our world is our ability to regroup, and regroup and recoup. So we're going to get back on track, whether we are able to do that on our own or we have to go in and see our favorite healer. Do something actively in order to bring balance into your life. I love to go hiking. That's one of my favorite ways to bring balance in, is either go hiking or go fishing. I love those two things. So that's something that if you're feeling that unrest, I'm going to say drop what you're doing, disconnect from what's going on, and go get centered. Get yourself grounded. Sometimes even just taking the shoes off and putting your bare feet or socked foot in on the grass or in the ground or in the sand, whatever, helps you to reground and get back on center. And that's what this is indicating, that regardless of that minutia in your life, that will go away pretty quickly and you will get centered and be be grounded again. Now, what is alchemy? Alchemy is changing something bland into something precious. Okay, taking something bland or in the raw and making something precious. So when they would talk about alchemy is, like taking these metals to turn it into gold, something to that effect. The same principle here is that you're going to be creating something from nothing. You're going to be creating something from nothing. I like that idea. It's that alchemy. All right, so I like this energy that's coming in because it's putting into a focus. As remember, we've been focused on all the craziness here, and what's been annoying us, and now we're going to focus on the magic that we can make. And that ending card is repetition. And what I'm laughing in here is that why do we have to keep being schooled on how to ground? And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. Repetition. We keep doing the same cycle where we get ourselves out of whack, out of balance, caught off guard, totally not doing something that we normally would do, and it creates that sense of annoyance. Why do we allow ourselves to do that? That's the message through here, is it's talking about that repeating it over and over and over again. And maybe it's time that we learn that lesson. All right, so we've got one last card there. And let's take a look. We're going to take repetition off. And the last card of that is shift. So yeah, finally, let's learn our lesson so that we can shift our energy into something that is meaningful for ourselves and that we feel balanced and safe. So I hope you enjoyed this evening's weekend forecast. So we know that we're going to have that little buzz in the ear from the fly that creates that a little bit of annoyance, and it kind of catches us off guard. But we're going to be easy to recoup that and get back into our center and start focusing on who we are, what we want to represent, and then we'll start feeling that shift. But let go of that fly. It's not yours to own. Peace, love, and harmony. I hope I see you very soon.